Welcome back to Simply Living Mama. I'm so glad you guys are here. Today at our suburban farmhouse, I'll take you along with me as we do some daily chores, prep our garden, and make some candles.
Time to make candles!
I've been wanting to make my own beeswax candles for so long. I've just been putting it off. My older two go to enrichment and they had teacher appreciation day. So I wanted to make some candles to say thank you to the teachers who are with them the 2 days out of the week that they go. So I just found some mason jars that I already had and I got the wicks hot glued to the bottoms and then I wrapped them around a pencil to keep them in place. I didn't have any wax melting equipment, so I just used a glass Pyrex measuring cup and water as kind of my double boiler. I do not recommend because if you saw the thumbnail, then you know that things exploded, but we're not there yet. So stick around to find out what actually happened. We had these leftover beautiful dried flowers from a birthday party, and so I just picked those off and we used them to top the candles. Now, at this point, everything was going smoothly. I sent my boys outside. I said I would call them in when it was ready. I wanted to do 2 just to make sure I knew how to do it and that everything set up properly. And yeah, so then I decided to put the last little chunk of beeswax into the double boiler setup that I had, turned it down on low, put more water, and that is where I went wrong. I walked away, I went upstairs to put my daughter to sleep, came back, all of the water was gone, the beeswax was boiling, and I panicked, so I added more water into the pot, turned around to get more, and it exploded. Praise the Lord so much that I was not over the pot and that my children were not in the kitchen, because I am pretty sure glass shards would have gotten on us. It would have blown up in my face. It would have just been a horrible thing. So praise the Lord that didn't happen. And I had to go out and get more beeswax and get a different melter. As you can see, while I was out, I ended up just getting different little jars since I was already there, and I finished up the project while my boys were sleeping. So, moral of the story, do not walk away from anything that is on the stove or in the oven. I should have known better, but I was just trying to multitask and do too many things at once. I should have just taken a pause, turned it off, did what I had to do, and then come back to the candles. But instead, I tried to rush the process, and it could have ended very, very badly. And I'm just still praising the Lord that it didn't, and I just lost a glass and had to clean up some beeswax, but overall, things were fine. I had some extra beeswax left, and I saw My Oily Home here on YouTube have these taper candle molds, and I was like, I have to have those. That is so much easier than hand dipping them. So I decided to make some of those as well with my leftover wax. These were really satisfying to make, and I think next time I will just do these for gifts because they use less wax and they are just really beautiful. The next morning, I was so excited to check out my candles, and they turned out so well. So I, of course, had to get them in a candle holder and get them lit. just to see how beautiful they look, and they are wonderful. It has been a very stormy week, so anytime I see the sun or it's sunny out, I take full advantage of that. And today I went to the outdoor store and I was just gonna browse because our local nursery was closed, but I came across these dwarf peach trees and I had to have them. I wanted to get some, but I waited too long to order them online, so I was so excited when I found them in store. It was my turn to clean out the chicken coop, and I added that into our compost for our garden. Next up, it's time to plant the trees. This took a lot longer than the video showing. Obviously, this is a time lapse, but I wanted to beat the next storm that was coming and I wanted to get them into the ground. So after dinner, I worked super hard to get them and recruited my husband to come do the other one. And yeah, I really like the placement and how they turn out. And I'm just praying that I can keep them alive and we can get fruit from them. This morning Dove family has been so encouraging to me. I love how God gives us little reminders from his creation to just sit and marvel at his creation and be reminded of his goodness. I'm so encouraged because they remind me of how sacrificial motherhood is, how sacrificial parenting is in general. And these mourning doves are there all day long. They take turns, but they're there all day, in the rain, in the wind, in the hot weather. They are in this little basket, and sure enough, little baby birds were born the other day. But I just felt so encouraged that time goes so quickly, and we have our baby birds in our nest, in our homes, and we have to sacrifice so much, but it's really for such a short time if you look at the big picture. And so it just reminds me to be intentional with my children, because time is so fleeting. It goes so quickly, and they are going to be flying from our nest one day. Choosing to serve Christ by giving our time and energy to our children, not just when I feel like it, but when they need me, means I must sacrifice my own needs and desires for the purpose of giving my children what they need and modeling for them the depths of Christ's love. Choosing to be a servant mother means willingly giving up myself, my expectations, and my time to the task of mothering, and choosing to believe that doing so is the best use of my time at that moment. That can be so hard for me, especially when I'm in the middle of doing something like the dishes or gardening or just anything that I want to do, or even anything that is meaningful and things that have to get done, like cooking and cleaning and all those things. But really, our main mission is our children. And we can take 5 minutes or less to stop and look at them, acknowledge them, go look at their project or go help them with something. And I have to remind myself of that a lot because it's something I still struggle with, getting frustrated with being interrupted. But if we choose and we change our mindset and we go to the Lord for that strength, for the strength to not get angry when our expectations are not met, when we're not able to finish a simple task in our day, to just go to him and ask for that grace, it is going to make things a lot better with our mind and our heart. and it's just going to make things more enjoyable. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, hi friend. My name is Destiny and I post 2 videos a week, one like this and one where we read the Bible together. Let me know what you enjoyed about this video and if you would try to make your own candles yourself. I'll catch you on the next one.